I saw 3 supremely ugly rounds, and it's very difficult, especially for a young fighter, to distinguish himself, to resolve the evening like that so definitively. He told us 90 seconds into the fight, I'll be downloading information. That's exactly what he did. Again, you know, fighting a guy like Berinchyk, and I don't think that jumping in and out, you know, really denotes ring generalship, but it makes it really difficult for you. And Keyshawn figured it out. He resolved it pretty efficiently.
Well, you hit the bigger target. That's what you do. You slow that movement down, and he was able to do that. So, but Ukrainian fighters have made their mark in the sport. However, I'm going to tell you this. From what my eyes and my observations have been in this sport a very long time, the weakness is the body. I did not think about that. The weakness is the body. They get hit to the body, and you see the result of it. It brings me back to the world champ. Don't mean to bring him in, but Usyk, yeah.
Well, the Dubois fight.
Dubois fight. I thought it was a body shot. However, we can argue all about it. No problem. But
we will.
Even with Lomachenko, it's the same thing. The weakness is the body, and he figured that out.
You know, there's a lot here in listening to his post-fight interview with Bernardo and just seeing the way he's walking back, where there's a lot that's just releasing here of just pure joy. It's been an interesting journey. You spent a lot of time with him through the years. This is a joyful man that can finally exhale a bit.
I haven't seen many people, many fighters be that candid on the eve of a big fight. That interview about him being taken away in a straitjacket, that dates from the fight in Norfolk in November. I'm like, why are you telling me this then? And he didn't care. And I think that he was strong enough to tell us who he really is and what he's really been through.
Those are the champions now at 135 pounds. We don't know what the future is of Vasily Lomachenko, but I'll just say that those are 4 big names in the sport right now, Bernardo.
Absolutely, and he wants all the smoke. We talk about Abdullah Mason wanting all the smoke.
Shakur.
Keyshawn Davis, well, yeah, Shakur Stevenson is like his brother, much like Bud is, but he says, you know what? I want Gervonta Tank Davis. That's the name he's been calling out for even when he was in Norfolk, Virginia. And I think that's a fight that if he continues to fight the way he did tonight, could be made unless, you know, Tank Davis decides that he's going to retire.
I don't think that, from what I've heard, Lomachenko at this juncture is particularly interested in Tank Davis. I don't know how much longer he wants to continue. I don't know anything, but if you look at that, if you look at the board there, we know that Keyshawn and Shakur are not fighting. That leaves the guy everybody wants in Tank Davis. However, Tank has shown no desire to fight Devin Haney, Teofimo. Where does he go? I think the logical place is actually Keyshawn.
Look, Murataya's coming up.
That's exactly what took the words right out of my mouth. I was thinking that Murataya's getting ready to fight some sort of a eliminator, right? To put himself in position. There's an opportunity if he wins. There's an opportunity to unify the titles. Why don't you do that? 2 young guns. We don't have to wait and let it over marinate. He wins another title there.
We always let it over marinate.
Then you can act him. That may entice a Tank fight. Don't know.
I think that the Tank is the most attractive fight for everybody right now.
Business.
Okay, but if you're it's Tank doing the picking. Tank's not going to wait for Murataya or anything like that.
I got a question for you, Mark. If, let's say the fight was to happen, who do you think would be the favorite? Keyshawn or Tank Davis? Tank could be the favorite. Why?
Yeah.
Why do you think he'll be the favorite?
Because we know more about him. He's more established. He's been around a longer time. He's a bigger star. And he is a great fighter.
But from what you see with your eyes, I didn't think he was going to stop Berinchyk, to be honest with you, until I saw that first round and I saw that body shot.
It was really difficult to do what
it.
Keyshawn did tonight because he was going against like a junk ball pitcher.
Yeah.
And he figured it out, and he resolved it, and he put the lights out real quick.
What impressed me, especially after seeing what Berinchyk was able to do against Navarrete, was the physical strength that we saw from Keyshawn Davis and the way he was able to control the fight. Yeah. And he never allowed Berinchyk to get into his game, and I think that was a huge difference. It reminds me of what Bud did immediately in the fight against Errol Spence, where he established that physical dominance, and that's exactly what we saw there. And then Berinchyk was on skates trying to figure it out from there.
And also everything that became the major storyline this week, based on the news of the midweek with the racist act, he very much controlled his anger and his emotion, and he stuck to the strategy and he stayed the course.
But I think going back to what he told me last time, when you've confronted that type of stuff in yourself, you're already composed. I mean, this kid's made a huge leap in the years that we've known him. This is not the same kid who came out of the Olympics.
All right.